speaking of home, someone needs to go home. It's going to
Ooh.
be Clippers or Nuggets. Okay? Wild series. I cannot believe this even made it to Game 7, but here we are.
The
And
Nuggets, man.
Go ahead, us.
wow.
Yeah. No, the Nuggets. Listen, the Nuggets, the past couple of years have just said, listen, the people have paid for a 7-game series, so we're going to give them a 7-game series. Look, 2019 round 1 versus San Antonio, goes 7. 2019 round 2 versus Portland, goes 7. Portland wins. And then this year, 2020 round 1 versus Utah, game 7 again. This time they came back from 3-1. And then now again, they're trying to be the only team in NBA history to come back from 3-1 twice in a postseason. It would be absolutely incredible if they do this. Honestly, I'm not giving them much of a chance of doing it. I think this is probably the end of the road for the fairy tale story of Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray. But man, on the other side, you know what? Let me ask you guys this. Are you guys afraid that the Clippers just don't have it in them? Like they seem like they're entitled. Like they feel like they should already have won an NBA championship.
So here's the thing. Here's what
Okay.
I think. I think that they're overlooking the Denver Nuggets. They are looking in LeBron James' direction, and they're looking at the Lakers saying that I'm coming for you. Just let me take care of these guys first, right?
But
let me
they're
just
not.
do my business. And they're not. But that's why that has affected them greatly, because they've overlooked their opponent, right? They've overlooked their opponent greatly to the point where now it's a game 7. And what you've done is you have increased momentum and increased confidence in Jamal Murray. We knew Jamal Murray coming into this series right now, but now Joker's like, hey, remember me? Remember me? I'm the best center in the league. I'm the best big man in the league.
True.
Let me remind you. Let me remind you. And
Talk
what did he do in game 6? He showed what's going on, man. So not only do you have to deal with Jamal Murray, now you got to deal with Joker. And as we all know, playoff P, right? So game 7, right? I'm just saying, game 7, we don't know what's gonna happen. I'm not that big of a hater for playoff P like you are. I just have to throw that in there, man.
Yeah, Ray's not here. Kaon's not here. We can get our takes off. Don't worry about it.
No, I'm not at that level of playoff P hatred like you are, man. I just have to throw that in there because that's what we do over here, right?
Yeah,
when it comes to Ray and Kay, we gotta kind of poke the bear a little bit. But
Yeah.
I'm sure when they have their own episode, when if it's just gonna be them,
they'll clap back.
they're gonna clap back hard. But that's okay. That's okay. No, but honestly, jokes aside, man. Jokes aside, Denver, man. I think a lot of us didn't give them a lot of credit, and I think that along with the Los Angeles Clippers, I don't think that they kind of gave that respect, and they were looking in LA's direction, and it's kind of biting them in the butt.
Yeah.
And game 7, I personally got the Clippers because I think it's just the stage is too big, and Kawhi's gonna be like, just give me the ball, I'm gonna take over. But man, it's gonna be a close game. But I got Clippers.
Yeah,
I want to root for the Clippers. I'm just nervous because of their team chemistry. Something is off. I think if it's the same unit next season, they have a lot of potential to do some very, very good things. This season, however, the wheels aren't turning as smooth as you would think that it should, because on paper, they truly do look like they could be the best team.
They're deep.
However,
I think a lot of it has to do with the personalities on there, though. Like you got a Patrick Beverley, you got a Lou Williams, you got a Montrezl Harrell, right?
Yeah.
You got a Marcus Morris. Oh my, I forgot about Marcus Morris. All 4 of those guys are hotheads in terms of they think they're the ish, right? They think they're the man of the show. They think they're a leader. I mean, in some cases they are, but I think in a lot of ways they think that they're supposed to run the team, right? You got Kawhi Leonard, you got Paul George there. I remember halfway through the season, we saw this report that said a lot of people were mad that Kawhi Leonard and Paul George were taking private planes and the rest of the team was taking a separate plane. And that was an issue. That was an actual report that came out. Yeah. So you're right, Shay. You're right. You're absolutely right. It's like there's this issue that's going on between the team that we obviously can't see. We don't have privy to. So I think you're right in that sense. But that also goes to show you maybe that just will be the reason. That's like the I don't know what's the word for it, but that's like the Achilles ankle, right? Yeah. Troy's ankle for them. They're just going to lose because of that, in my opinion. I think they'll probably get to the Western Conference Finals. They'll probably end up beating the Nuggets, but I have the Lakers winning in that Western Conference Finals.
So do I. I mean, I had Raptors versus Lakers as my final prediction. I had the Raptors winning it all, but now I got Lakers because playoff Braun is just on another level. We already talked about this. I got Lakers coming out, and I got Lakers winning the championship eventually as well.
I'll go with that. I guess I have no choice. I had Clippers. I had Clippers at the beginning, but I'm with how they are.
Ooh, you're changing your pick, Shay?
Well, they're not performing. I can't rely on you. I have to go with what I'm seeing, what the evidence says. And Lakers are, you know what, they're looking hot. So
Yeah, they are.
Yep.
They definitely are.
Anthony Davis is going to be the big part of that whole series. If the series ends up being Lakers Clippers, I think how much he's going to be able to take advantage of their defense is going to be a huge part of it. Like LeBron's going to do what he's going to do. Kawhi Leonard's going to do what he's going to do. Paul George is going to choke like he usually does. It's going to be Anthony. I'm playing. It's going to be Anthony Davis who's going to have to really push the narrative here. So I think, Paul George jokes aside, Anthony Davis is going to be the most important part of that.
Yeah, and deep down, it'd be a great story if Denver was to make the conference finals. But personally speaking, I don't want to see a Denver Lakers conference finals. No. Honestly, I want to see a Clippers Lakers conference finals. As much as I love Jamal Murray, man, as much as I love Jokic, man, I think they're going to give them a run for their money. But personally, just as a fan, and everybody else, I think, would agree that they would love to see Clippers and Lakers in the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah. For sure, you would want to see a battle of LA, 100%. But for Raptors fans, even like a little bit, don't you want Kawhi to go out in the same round that Raptors went out? Like a little bit?
Yeah. Oh, no, not a little bit. A whole lot. A whole lot. Yeah. Throw that all. Listen, when they lost in Game 6, that was top moments of the playoffs for me, just because I revel in the fact that Kawhi Leonard. Did you see the picture of Kawhi Leonard just kind of like biting his fingernails? They had a meme of it and everything. Like,
yeah, I saw that.
He's missing out on Kawhi and Dine for these guys. He's missing out on Toronto and making it to the NBA Finals for these guys. I don't get it. I don't understand it, guys. I don't understand it. Doesn't make sense.